Welcome to Baby Boy Mulligan's Guitars, Mods, and Music. And today is part two. Is it a Fender or is it a Chender? Or is it just a plain old parts caster? So as you can see, I've got the neck off. We've assessed the guitar. I showed you some things in the previous video about the neck pocket. I've cleaned everything up, but I've decided we need a new boat. We need new saddles. Um, we need a tremolo arm because there was no tremolo arm for this. And I have those on order. They should be here tomorrow. And what else? We had some body cracks to fill today. Here, it's more paint lifting. We're gonna super glue that down so it doesn't lift anymore. I did repair one little spot down here, touched it up. I also buffed and waxed the body to get out most of the scratches. And we don't cut things out. There's a piece of that paint right there that finally chipped when I just touched it. So we're going to repair that. We're going to glue that down. We're going to fill that. We're just going to see if there's any more of that peeling up. We'll get some glue under that too. But it may not look 100%, but it's going to play 100%. This does have a Gilmore switch right here. That's not a kill switch. So when you have this in the fourth position, and this is in, you have all the pickups. And then there was something else. I can't quite remember. I think in position 2 when this is on, I think you get all three also. Not sure, can't remember. So we'll find that out for sure when we put the strings back on once the guitar is all done. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And let's get into repairing this body. See how far we get. We may polish the frets also. Let's get it on the bench. So here's the area that just chipped. You can see. So looks like it was somebody tried to glue this before. It's going to fit right in here. Now the question is, do we have any more cracking or lifting? And we do. So just a little. Where did my glue go? There it is. So I just use plain old super glue gel. That's what works best for me. So we're going to get underneath here. We're going to mess things up. Going to get some of this down underneath here with my tweezer here, and I can okay. So there should also be enough in here now to hold this. But let's give it a little extra because that's better to have too much than not enough. Gotta try not to get my finger stuck to this now. We'll have to sand that a little bit. That's right. Sorry about the angle. I gotta work that glue in underneath there. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And then what we're gonna do, since it's black, we're just gonna take the Sharpie and fill that in. And then over here, I'm gonna have to put some black nail polish. But I just did notice that this is not setting right. So I actually had to chip that out of there. We'll touch that up and we'll fill that in also. Put some super glue there, and then we're gonna fill it with some nail polish. And there we go, super glue on the finger. But I'd rather scrub that off than mess around with a. All right, I think now we're good. All right, let me try to position this so I can get a good shot of it for you. This guitar is so heavy. The body's all the weight. Okay, maybe that'll do it. Let me see. Where's my rags? This one here. Slide this underneath it here. Okay. That's the repair on that side. And we'll get our black paint. Make sure I got a good angle on this for you. Okay, you can see that. But let me move it back just a little bit more. There you go. Now you got a good view. My head might get in the way a little bit here. Try to bring my light back a little so I can get in here without you seeing my head. Turn the old hat around. Okay, so I'm just going to hit that. No cracking there. Gonna fill this spot here. Gonna wipe this out so it's even. We don't want to get a hump in that neck pocket. Probably take this and pull this back and show you. You can see that wood right there. So we're gonna drop some glue down in here. Don't want to crack it. Just want to get a lot of glue down in there. Again, I'd rather have too much than not enough. And again, this is the underside, so. I'd like to clamp this, but I don't think a clamp is going to do it. I want to get stuck to it. If I get my finger stuck to it, I get my finger stuck to it. I can get that off. I can just hit that with a little bit of sandpaper, little 3000 grit. Oh yeah, I'm sticking to it. There's no doubt about it. But this is why I don't use that quick stuff that everybody uses with the accelerant. See, I got callus on these fingers from playing the guitar, playing fingers, so. All right, that should keep that down now. Then we're going to just fill the rest of this in. Be right back. Okay, so as you can see, there's the crack. There's a good view of it. And I just filled in some more with the super glue. And I'm going to, after that dries, fill it in with a little bit more of the um, black nail polish. Then I'll give that all another good sanding because I did slightly sand that. And then we will get to getting that all together and touched up. So I'm going to do some of that off camera to save time in the video. Okay, so let me try to reposition this again, get a better angle again. Out the other horn of the way, there we go. So there's where we're at right now, filled in with the paint, with the super glue and all the crack. The crack goes from over here all the way down to here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hit this with the buffer. Same thing over here. We're going to hit this other side with a little wet sand and the buffer. And those couple spots, I'm just going to fill that in with that because this is the bottom. Not too shabby. So I'm going to buff that and then I'm going to come back because it's just too hard to do it on camera and hold the guitar and everything else. So be right back. All right. So here is the finished product. It now looks just like a seam. Not near as bad as it was. This will be pretty much covered up with the back plate. It's crack in the paint there. But I did seal that up also. And on this side, this is all touched up. I do need to do a little sanding right here to get this even in the neck for the neck pocket. And do a little more touch up, just tiny bit right in there. But we're looking pretty good, considering what it looked like and how much was lifting before. So let me see how long this video is so far. And Then I will decide if we're going to work on the neck today or not. Be right back. All right, so here is the finished product on the body. Here, let's see if I can get a better shot, a better angle. Okay, so this has all been touched up. That's all been touched up. This has been touched up. The edges where it cracked. The pick guard was buffed because it had a whole bunch of scratches. And the back was buffed. So the body is as done as it can be until I get the new saddles, the new jack plate, the tremolo bar. I hope that's a 6mm. Actually, let's try this. That does not go in there. So, oh, it doesn't go in there because this one doesn't have the screws. Silly me. That's for a Geiger tremolo. I just put the tip on it to match the guitar. Silly, silly me. Let me grab one. So, none of my tremolos fit inside of this bridge. So, I may be returning the saddles and the tremolo bar if the tremolo bar does not fit this, and then just order a whole bridge. Because this is an aftermarket bridge anyway. And I can always take the plate off the back, the nice thick tremolo, and swap that with another one. So we will see what happens in the next video because I'll be getting that stuff tomorrow. All right, we're going to do a fret polish and we're going to call it a video. Starting with 400 grit and going up to 3,000. The edges were already good, so I'm not messing with those. So once I get these parts tomorrow, the next video, I hope to get this whole guitar back together and playing. And then we'll fine tune it. Check the nut, do the train, set the action, the intonation, the neck, check the relief. And hopefully all will go well. Now, I did get a couple of string trees with the one kit. They're the roller type, and hopefully they'll work here on this one string tree. If not, I'll just leave the one that's on there. See see how it works out, how it sounds, and I'll decide if I'm going to change that. So this guitar is getting close. I probably put a good hour or two into this off camera for the body stuff. Just the buffing and the tapping the um, pickups to get the pole pieces in the proper positions. So there's a lot that goes into completely refurbishing a guitar, and I couldn't possibly put it all into a video without doing fast forwarding. And I kind of hate fast forwarding myself because you don't really see what I'm doing anyway. So I don't mind watching it. I just don't like doing it in my own videos, mostly because it's a pain in the butt on the application that I have. So we are up to 1,000 grit. We have to do 12, 15, 2,000, and 3,000 for my spec. But these will be silky smooth when I am done with them. And of course, I learned this at T's Guitars. So shout out to Torsten for teaching me a good way to polish frets. I highly suggest one of these Music Nomad polishing fretboard protectors. $50 for this, the 225.5, and $50 for the 24.75 Gibson scale. And definitely worth every penny. Now, some of these foreign guitars, they don't line up perfectly with these. So once I finish this, I'll show you what I mean. Because I don't want to stop, and then from there, I'll forget where I'm at. Okay, so that was our 1,500. We got 2,000 next. So sometimes this won't line up down here. So it'll kind of be off just a little bit. So what you got to do in that case is you got to do part of the frets in the top, then you kind of realign it, and then you do the bottom frets. It's usually from the 12th fret down. It's got to be just a millimeter off. Just not enough to mess up the intonation, but just enough to mess up how this board fits over the fretboard. You'll notice I'm a little dry tonight. Long, busy day. It's probably about, it's about 11:35 at night. I got a doctor's appointment in the morning, so once I finish this, it is bedtime. Okay, coming on to finish up the 3,000 grit. Let me get rid of that piece. Get a better piece here. Here we go. There's a good piece. These I definitely like to hit. I try to hit them all the same, but when I do the 3000, I like to hit them about 10 times just to really get a good polish on them. And just about finished up. And there we go. Looking shiny, and I haven't even wiped them off yet. And let's just hit these just to get that black off. And there we go. Shiny, shiny, smooth frets. Very smooth. Nice. It's got a nice hand. Pretty fast neck. One thing I am going to do on the back here is I've got a magic eraser. And I'm going to use my magic eraser to just hit that a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. Now it really glides. Good hand. All right, so that's it for part 2 of the, is it a Fender, a Chender, or a parts caster? I'm leaning towards parts caster, but I'm waiting for a couple more people to weigh in. So we have, as Ted Talks Guitars and Life says, copaesthetically, a neck that should be ready. We will check the neck in the next video. We have a repaired body. It is a heavy body with a Gilmore switch. So, thank you for watching Baby Boy Mulligan's Guitars, Mods, and Music. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And we'll see you in the next one. Rock on.